Alright, Shalom, Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And are the reason why, we got this truth, the tools that were used by the Most High Yahweh to wake us up. And Shalom to the elect among the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations and be like unto the speckled bird, but the Spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And Shalom, meaning they're Israelites too, and more importantly, it's more important that they be of the elect as well, so it matters. And Shalom to the real sisters out there who are actually staying in order. All right, not being like these hoes or these fake sisters out here. But anyways, this live is gonna be like basically a response live to Israelite foreigners waking up in Saudi Arabia and waking up in Iraq. There's another Israelite foreigner that woke up in Iraq, and he's gonna teach. He's gonna teach. He's gonna be posting videos, and the Israelite foreigner that's from Saudi Arabia actually woke up the Israelite foreigner that's in Iraq. And over there in Saudi Arabia, it's a totally different situation. Because you can't really go out on the highways and byways like that and show your face like that. You have to kind of like you have to kind of play it cool. You have to be a secret disciple, in areas like that. But you're gonna have members of the elect that were scattered over there, that are gonna wake up, and gotta remember that, it's a different situation over there. For those that may doubt the authenticity of these brothers, don't doubt it based off of just that. Gotta consider that. You gotta what's scripture? You gotta the scripture basically. You gotta like consider all that. Hold on. Look at both sides of the story. Basically, look at the whole matter. Let me see if that's it right there. Something like that. Basically, before you make like a judgment, like this is what you gotta do. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let me get it. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Okay, that goes into something else. Fear, power, Yahweh, and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's something else, obviously. Khan, Proverbs 18 and 13. You gotta be careful with, making basically making jumping, basically jump into conclusions and all that, or basically like being quick to judge. At the same time, you can't. You got like there's actually some situations are obvious. I'm just gonna bring this out real quick because some situations are a little more deep than others, you know. So you kind of do gotta watch out for that, you know. Let's just putting it out there for those that may still have doubts of whether he's a brother or not. You know, Proverbs 18 and 13, he that answereth the matter before he heareth it is folly and a shame unto him. Someone that already thinks he knows before basically he gets an answer. You know, that's not good. It's not good to be like that, you know. But yeah. There's a certain brother I'm thinking of, but hey, you know, at least he heard us out, so it was like this doesn't really fit him like that, but it may be brothers out there that may have already been like, no, it can't be. You know? And you can't be like that. Alright, but anyways, let me get right into this. It's well, I'm gonna try to keep it to the point, you know, quick and to the point. Try to do that more and more. But let me get Matthew 24 because this is a sign, you know, it's a major sign. Matthew 24 and damn fucking Satan. Okay, I'm still on here. Matthew chapter 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. You know, and you see, I got brothers waking up over there in Ishmael land, you know, what's known today as the Middle East. You know, the brother from Saudi Arabia said there are Israelites there, you know. So you have Akim that are waking up over there, you know, especially, and I don't know about Akwath, but I know Akim are waking up over there. And that part of the world, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, you know, Syria, etc. You know, a lot of like you may have you probably have a lot of northern kingdom that is scattered. That's probably scattered among them because of the Assyrian Empire, you know. And you know you had a northern kingdom getting with those Assyrian women, you know, and their ancestors got with with Ishmaelites, you know. You know, you had a lot of that. You know how they get down. You know, Ephraim. Ephraim. Let me get that scripture about Ephraim showing you. Hey, Ephraim definitely gets down like that, man. Hosea. Ephraim is the tribe of Ephraim as well as the whole northern kingdom. Hosea 7 and 8. You know, Ephraim gets down like this to this day, you know. So you're gonna have, so you know, this is totally conceivable. Let me get Hosea 7 and 8. Ephraim, he had mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake, not turned. You know, he had mixed himself among the people. You know, self-explanatory, right? Ephraim is a cake, not turned. Explaining the appearance of the so-called Latinos and natives, but also, you know, also showing you that you have speckled birds among these people. You know, because Ephraim mixed himself among them. You know, showing you that here you have a strangers that are of Northern Kingdom descent among these people. You know, and you would have a lot of them among Ishmael. You know, probably among Elam too, and Moab and Ammon. You have a lot of them scattered among them. And let me get the scripture showing you that, you know. Well, it's talking about strangers in general, you know, Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom, Israelite Gentiles. 1 Peter 1 and 1. Peter, and the apostle of Yahushua, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. And Asia, you know, there's talking about like Asia Minor, that area, but you know, you also have them scattered into the other parts of Asia, you know, just scattered all over. 1 James 1 and 1. James, the servant of power Yahweh, and of the Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greeting, you know. You know. Hold on. Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, Bithynia. And let me get this. Hold on. Let me get Isaiah 11. Get Isaiah chapter 11, which talks about the Israelite foreigners, the strangers, the speckled birds. Isaiah 11. Isaiah 11 and 11. And it shall come to pass, right? In that day that, oh, let me get verse 10, because the Gentiles that's being spoken of here, you know, is the Israelite foreigners. Verse 10, and in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an enzyme of the people, to which shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. Verse 11, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Most High Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover his remnant, the remnant of his people which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. So Assyria, ancient as well as modern Assyria. You know, the actual Assyria, like the place where the Assyrian Empire was, as well as, you know, the spiritually Assyria. So you had this brother waking up in Iraq, right? That's where ancient Assyria was, and from Egypt. You know, speaking of both, spiritually Sodom and Egypt, where most of Jake is, and ancient Egypt, the land of ancient Egypt and land of Misraim, which is it's mainly Ishmaelites, and then you have Greek Edomite babies, and you have Turk Edomite babies down there as well, But you also have a lot of Jakes that were scattered among those Egyptians, both among the ancient Hamite Egyptians, and then some of them may have stayed in Egypt. Some of them, went with the Hamites, down south. And you also had you also had yeah you had a you had a large community of Jakes that was at Alexandria, man. A large community of Jakes there, so there you had intermixing there, and you had later on you had slaves that was taken by Ishmael from West Africa and from East Africa, where some of our people was also scattered, and they were taken to areas like Egypt, which was ruled by Ishmael, then and to Pathros, which I believe it's in the same area, yeah, same general area, and Hamath and all these other areas, Elam, Shinar, the ancient land of Babylon. Speaking of the ancient land, well, speaking of America too, but it's talking about also the ancient land, where you would have the speckled birds at, and our people also have a long history in that land, would have left a lot of speckled birds there. You have so there's some elect there, and you have, you had the Syrian captivity, which the Syrians ruled that area, especially towards the north. And you had the Babylonian captivity. Not all our people went back. Not all those southern kingdom, because you have southern kingdom scattered there too, and not all of them went back to the land. It's like not all the northern kingdom left the Syrian Empire. You had some that had Assyrian wives and shit, and other heathen wives, and they stayed with them and their kids. You had that. Then you had they had different situations like that. You know, uh, Israelites that wasn't doing so bad in Assyria stayed over there, and their descendants got scattered. From then on, adopted the ways of the heathen even more. Then you had when Ishmael came in there, and you probably had even more, and you had even more intermixing. Among those speckled birds, you have the elect that's scattered among them. Then not all the Judites, or both not all southern kingdom of Judah, not all of them went back to the land of not all of them went back to Judah, the land of Judah, right? Some of them stayed over there, which is why you had the kings, well, really, the wise men, the three wise men who were Jakes. Because the Most High Yahweh don't deal with these heathens. He ain't dealing with them, never did. So, these were actually Israelite foreigners. Matthew chapter 2, Matthew chapter 2, because you always had our people that would, you had Jakes that would get comfortable among the heathen. They would get comfortable and they would adopt their ways, so that's what their parents probably did. They didn't want to go back to the land. It was like, nah. Why? When I got all these heathen women, I'm chilling with my heathen Babylonians, so maybe in Cushite women or whatever, because Cushites were the first Babylonians. There was a few other peoples that was in there, but Cushites were definitely there. Let me get Matthew 2 and hold on. Speaking of those three wise men, verse 2, Matthew chapter 2, verse 1, actually, Slakia. Now when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. Verse 2, saying, where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen a star in the east and are come to worship him. That's Jake, bro. Because these heathens, they're not about the Most High Yahweh, That's Jake. Jake would be looking into that, because even 2/3 have the zeal, but not according to knowledge. So that's a Jake thing. Verse 3, when Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with them. Verse 4, and when he, hold on, read further into it, that's something that Jake would do, man. Jake would take heed to the Most High Yahweh. These heathens is not going to care. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to look up, the wise men, because I think they was in Babylon, the actual ancient city of Babylon, which is in Iraq. Showing you even had showing you had our people back there even then. Hold on. Shalom, shalom, I'm back. Let me continue to go into it. Verse 4. And when he had gathered all the chief priests, the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them. Yeah, I had to go take care of something. Yeah, he demanded of them where Hamashiach Yahushua should be born. Verse 5, and they said unto him in Bethlehem of Judea, for it is written by the prophet. Verse 6, and thou Bethlehem in the land of Judah are not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel. Verse 7, rule or feed or both. Verse 7, then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men and inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. Verse 8, and he sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search diligently for the young child, and when ye have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. And of course, Herod was being a snake in the grass. He wasn't being sincere. He was he wasn't trying to worship him, that's for sure. Verse 8, but when they, but when they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. And when they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And by the way, you look into that, hold on. And that star, not an actual star, but it was a chariot, bro. Which is why it moved. Went before him until it came and stood where a young child was. It's not what a star does. A shooting star just continues going in one direction. It's just a chariot is. It's so-called UFO, man. You look into it. Well, verse 11. Back to the point, and when they were come to the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. Verse 12, when being warned of power Yahweh in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed to their own country another way. So wouldn't the Most High Yahweh, he ain't dealing with these heathens like that. So, in fact, let me get that scripture. They're showing you that those were Israelite foreigners. Which, I thought, according to Proverbs, you link it right up, Proverbs, no, Psalms 144, 47 actually. Yeah. Verse 19, he showed his word in Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Verse 20, he had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Crazy Yahweh. So, hey, those are, that's those are Jakes, straight up. showing you, there was, even then. So, hey, you know how Jake get down. So, imagine how much, hey, you probably got descendants of those three wise men over there and shit. Isaiah 11, yeah, so Isaiah 12, Isaiah 11 and 12, getting back, back to where I was, just want to go into that because it shows you, you know, shows you definitely had our people scattered, among those people, shit, among what is now the so-called, what is now called the Middle East, among these in these Ishmaelite countries. Verse 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the people, Salakia. And he shall set up an ensign for the people. Also, yeah. And shall assemble the outcasts, the outcasts of Judah, Salakia, the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. From the four corners of the earth, the north, east, the west, and the south. Verse 13, so you got outcasts of Israel, and you got the dispersed of Judah, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, that he's going to gather back, his elect that are among them, and that's actually reversing of the curse, of one of the curses that was put on our people, Deuteronomy 28 and Deuteronomy 28, which, hey, being scattered among these heathens is a part of the curses. Deuteronomy 28 and 64, and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other powers, which neither not thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So among these nations our people was scattered, among all people, from the one end of the earth even to the other, over there lost as fuck, serving other gods, serving idols, really the gods of the nations, the powers of the nations is idols, bro. You can't do nothing for them or for anybody, yeah, see that you have our people scattered over there, and among them, among those nations, man, among those speckled birds, you got the elect that's scattered among them, you know. That's it's actually a curse right there, man. That's a part of the curses, you know. The people, hey, I'm gonna say this: when you have, hey, the people that basically are going through it the most and got the most flavor, the celebrities come out of in these east among these heathen nations and among Esau men, a lot of them, they're most likely Jakes, bro. Because they're over there, like scattered among the heathens, but looking, hey, looking like the heathens, practicing their customs, talking, speaking their language, you know, but they're still Jakes. They're still Israelites, because these curses are going to follow you. Verse 65, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and the failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. You know, I would say that the people most affected by these wars, when you have these wars among these heathen, you know, the people that are being most affected by them, you know, most likely jakes, speckled birds is scattered among them. You know, because you best believe that these heathens, you know, well, they know that Jake is scattered among them, catching the curses. You know, those areas are gonna be affected the most. You know, that's actually the curses manifesting themselves. You know, and the heathens carrying it out. You know, and yeah, our people. Yeah, you know. So, anyways, yeah, yeah. Hold on, Akim. I'm gonna get the three kings, where the three kings was from. Well, Salakia, where the three wise men was from. And it's 444 Kala Yalbashim Yalshaba Shibakakadash. That means it's 144 somewhere. I haven't seen that a lot. Where the three wise men was from. I haven't seen a lot of numbers that had to do with 144 science. They were now, yeah, wise men. The After Yahushua was born, wise men came to they're, they're trying to link it up to Christmas. You know how these so-called Christians do. But these hold on. They said that yeah, one of them came from Arabia and shit. Yeah, the three wise men came from an area which is now in either Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, or an area in what's now southern Turkey and northern Syria, which would be, you know, the Assyria area, bro. So either they was from the ancient Assyria area, or they was from Yemen, Ishmael land, Saudi Arabia, Ishmael, Iran, Elamites, and some Ishmael, the Persians, the Elamites, Iraq, Ishmael, and maybe some descendants of the Assyrians over there as well. But also you have Jakes scattered among them. Oh shit. Yes, they was to the east. They was like, hmm, Ishmael, Ishmael area, and also in the Elam area, bro. East India. But yeah, those was Jake's. But their example is like foreigners, because they was born outside the born outside the land of Israel, and they probably didn't. Well, maybe back then a lot of the heathens was still pretty dark skinned as well. All right, so yeah, they was from that area, the former Babylonian or Middle Persian Empire area. You know, which include the area Iraq, Iran, all the way to India. It was a large area that was being ruled. So he had our people that stayed in the lands even after after the 70 years of captivity. And so, you know, among them you have the elect. You're gonna have Jakes scattered among them. You have elect wake up from among them. You know, and hey, you know, they're gonna be in different situations. Like not like over here, set up differently over there. Like you gotta be, like I mentioned before, gotta be more of a secret disciple over there. They already got a lot of shit on lockdown over there. And let me get you know, they're not gonna look like let me get that secret disciple scripture real quick. Because there were times when, you know, we had to be secret disciples. John 19 and 38. And there's times that, yeah, John 19 and 38. Let me get it. Hey, there's a time where we're going to have to go into hiding, you know, until, yeah, the Most High Yahweh was going to raise us up to get spiritual powers, you know, but maybe a period of time where, you know, he hasn't completely raised us up yet. You know, we don't know how it's going to go down exactly, but, you know, he's going to raise up. We do know he's going to raise up his elect, but also that, you know, we're going to have to be as pilgrims upon the earth, you know. Well, let me get John 19 and 38. John 19 and 38. And after this, so it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, basically like, they're kind of like, you know how in Jacob's trouble, you ain't gonna be able to go out here and preach the word and all that. And, yeah, you know, we're not gonna be able to do that type of shit. So some areas, some heathen nations that are already set up like that, so we're not able to bring it out because they outright ban the Bible or ban them, or you gotta either they ban the Bible or they ban like in China, or they ban you criticizing their religion or whatever, and so you can't. There's like more restrictions in those countries, because they outright ban it. It's not like they, well, not like what Esau does over here, where he shadow bans you and shit, and fucks with you to try to hinder you from bringing it out. Not this behind the scenes type shit. They listen. They outright ban it. Yeah, not over here where they do shit behind the scenes and they hinder you. They send demons after you and shit like that. Like they throw curses on you and all that to try to knock you off your game. But man, that's that Esau shit. That's that underhanded type shit. These heathens. Like the different heathens, like these Ishmaelites, Elamites. Over there in Moab land, China. They're more direct with it. That with the persecution. Let me get verse 38. And after this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a disciple of Yahushua, but secretly for fear of the Jews, besought Pilate that he might take away the body of Yahushua, and Pilate gave him leave. He came thereof and took the body of Yahushua. He may have also some celebrities, Joseph of Arimathea was an example of that. Like a few other nobles. Not many noble are called, but like a few that may have been that maybe taking heed, and then they're also in a certain position, they're in a difficult situation as well, they may have to be secret disciple for a little while, so they could figure out what they got to do to break free from all that, because be a celebrity, you gotta sell your soul and shit. But yeah, secretly for fear of the Jews, besought. He was the example of a celebrity back then, even though back then it was set up. It wasn't as bad as it is today, the first Roman Empire. But yeah, it probably would. Hey, you'd probably would suffer some repercussions if it was known, that he was a disciple. So he probably had to move a little differently. But yeah, it's an example of that. Until he could bring it out, But yeah, I mean, but secretly for fear of the Jews, besought Pilate that he might take away the body of Yahushua, and Pilate gave him leave. He came therefore and took the body of Yahushua. Verse 39, and there came also Nicodemus, who at the first came to Yahushua by night. That's an example of a secret disciple, right? And brought a mixture of myrrh and aloes, about 100-pound weight. Yeah, also Nicodemus, who was in the priesthood, man. When the priesthood was going off, coming against Yahushua. Verse 40, then they took the body of Yahushua and wounded in linen clothes with the spices, as the manner of the Jews is to bury. Okay, so, but yeah, whole point when it came in secret. But some situations where that brothers might be in, depending where they grew up, or where they were scattered to, where you can't be so open about it, are so open about who they is, you know, like in Babylon, in the Western world that where Esau rules and shit. And he has to act like he cares about our freedom of speech. Even that's coming to an end though. When it comes in to an end over here, it's like when it's hey, time's up, it's a wrap, you know. But let me get hold on. You know, brothers might be in different situations, you know, when they wake up, where they wake up. Let me get Isaiah 11. They gotta move a certain way, you know, until they could bring it out. Even here. But definitely over there, slacking for that. Definitely over there, you have situations like that, and you know they're also. Let me get this. You know, just should be common sense. You know, they're probably the Akim that's waking up over there. You know, they're not gonna look like your typical Israelite, of course. Let me get that speckled bird, KJV. They're not gonna look like a so-called black man, Latino man, or Native American, most likely. You know, let me get, you know, because it's a fact. You know, Jake, Jake likes to fuck, and Jake likes variety. You know, it's a fact. So you know, gonna get with these heathen women. Israelites are gonna get with these heathen women, especially if that's all they have around them. Majority of who they have is heathen women, and they're getting hit by the curses. You know, you could pretty much bet on it. They're gonna get with these heathen women. Let me get Jeremiah, and so the kids are gonna come out looking more and more like heathens, not having that typical Israelite look, you know, the typical the 12 tribe chart look, you know. Let me get Jeremiah 12 and 9. You know, right by now we're so late in the game that you know that shouldn't be hard to understand. You know, it should be pretty easy to get. Jeremiah 12 and 9. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. And a speckled bird, you know, a speckled bird is multicolored, man. You just look up, just Google image a speckled bird, you know, you see multicolored. So not just looking like the people in the 12 tribe chart, which, you know, come in different shades anyways. You have so-called black people that are called light skin, you know, and they're lighter than some so-called Latinos, man. They're real light brown, but they still have that, you know, sort of that woolly hair, you know, and you know, yeah, you know, they still have that woolly hair, that maybe their lips still kind of thick, but they're light skin. You have light skin or so-called black people that look kind of like me, you know. You know, and you, of course, among the Northern Kingdom, you have a lot of variation there. So even among the people, among the so-called black people, Latinos and natives, yeah, among the Northern Kingdom, you know, you have Northern Kingdom that's darker than a lot of so-called black people. So-called Mexicans, they're darker than a lot of so-called black people, for example. Native Americans is, well, you know, among the other so-called Latino tribes, right? That's darker. than or as dark as a lot of so-called black people, and they're called Negroes. And some of them are Judah, but there's also a lot of Northern Kingdom that look like that. Gadites that could pass for Judah, Gadites that was dark enough to pass for Judah that actually stayed among Judah, and also intermingled among them, so that a lot of like so-called black people was primarily Judah, meaning a majority Judah, but you also have a lot of Gad among so-called black people, among a lot of Reuben. You had a lot of dark Reubenites. Especially down there. I mean, all over, but in certain regions, probably have more. You know what I'm saying? Those like there's variation among the tribes, man. You have so-called Northern Kingdom that look like straight up so-called white people, but they're Northern Kingdom like Canelo, man. Well, he could be Northern Kingdom. He could be so-called Irish. Did say he have Irish in his background. I think it was either mother or father's side, but you have so-called Latinos that look just like him. Yeah, he might. Yeah, Canelo said he might have an Irish grandfather somewhere there in his past. His full name is Santos Saul Alvarez Barragan, and according to one history of the name, Barragan is Mexican spelling of old Irish name Berrigan. Also, he could actually be so-called Irish. But hold on. But yeah, you have a lot of yeah point. Yeah, whole point. You have a lot of so-called Latinos that look that way, as well, and also, yeah, it's variation. You have so-called Latinos that look more Asiatic and shit because our people, or because the Northern Kingdom was close by in proximity to Moab and Ammon, which are the so-called Chinese and Japanese. So you have, even among, whole point is even among the people that are listed on the 12 tribe chart, you have a lot of variation. But also our people scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and they're gonna, most of the time, be looking like these nations that they were scattered among. That includes the elect that are gonna wake up from them, wake up among these speckled birds. So yeah, with that, I hope this live was edifying. I want to give Hold on. I want to give all praise. Hold on before I do. Yep, they're pushing that as well. All right, let me wrap it up. At 1 point rate, point of basically the Akim is waking up, and that's a sign of things to come, man. All right, so let me wrap it up. All right, so hope this live was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah, Kadash, double honest, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire and all truth and sincerity. Shalom to the real sisters out. Shalom to the elect among the Israelite foreigners who be like unto the speckled bird, looking like the other nations. But the Spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom to the real sisters out there. Hey, prophecies, these prophecies are flying off the pages of the book, man. This is a major prophecy right here. The elect being sealed around the world, because is the gospel is spreading around the world. The elect is being sealed, and those that are meant to be destroyed, the rebels, and scattered the rebels that are among this, that are the majority of the speckled birds is out there and to the four corners, scattered to the four corners of the earth in northern kingdom countries, and of course the 2/3 back here being sealed for destruction. Let me get this real quick. And I gotta wrap it up. Revelation 7 and 1. And after these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth. Hold on. That know that the wind should, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, or in the sea, nor in any tree. Verse 2, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, Yahweh, and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed, hold on, the servants of our power in their foreheads. So they're almost sealed. The elect is almost sealed, if not already. Almost sealed. You got some 11th hour Akim coming in. Maybe some more sincere sisters out there. Repenting. As well as the great multitude. Verse 9. And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations. They were scattered among all nations, so they came up from these nations. And kindreds and peoples and tongues stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Verse 10, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power, Yahweh, which sitteth unto the throne, which, going to it means victory, a victory to our power, Yahweh, which sits on the throne, unto the Lamb. Brother brought that out. That means victory. Verse, either a brother from Dallas camp or some other, or elder from Dallas camp or some other brother brought it out. some other brother elder. Not too sure, but I know it was one of the Akim I recently watched. Verse 12, verse 11, and all. Hold on. I gotta wrap it up soon. Verse 11, 12, verse 11, all the angels stood around the throne and about the elders and the four beasts and fell before the throne on their faces, worshiped power. Verse 12 saying, Aman, blessed, and that's really Aman in the Hebrew, blessing and glory and wisdom, thanksgiving and honor and power and might for unto our power, be unto our power forever and ever. Amen. Verse 13, and one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? Verse 14, and I said unto him, they shall, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, these are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Verse 15, therefore also are they before the throne of power Yahweh, and serve him day and night in his temple, and he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. Verse 16, they shall neither hunger no more, neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. Verse 17, so the curses be taken off. Those are Israelites. Verse 17, for the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them into living fountains of waters. And power Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from eyes, pursuant to Revelation 21 and 4, and he shall wipe away. Verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, be, oh yeah. And I saw, verse 2, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from power Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. In verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of power Yahweh is with men. Well, let me start from verse 1. I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Verse 2, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from power Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. In verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of power Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and power Yahweh shall be with them and be their power. Verse 4, and power Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more pain, neither sorrow nor death, no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And also, let me get this as well, talking about no more curse. And let me get 22 verse 3. And there shall be no more curse. Hold on, Akim. Oh, and he showed me a pure river, water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding overthrowing power and all the Lamb. Verse 12, verse 22 of chapter 22, Revelation, verse 1. That's that verse. Verse 2, and in the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, were there the tree of life, which shall bear 12 manner of fruits. You know, because 12 tribes of Israel is all representing that. And yielded her fruit every month, and leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. Because, yeah, for all people that are scattered among them, but also the other nations except for Esau, they're going to be doing all right after 1,000 years of slavery. They're going to be put back in their land and shit. You know, they're going to be under us, but they're going to be doing all right. Verse 3, and there shall be no more curse, but the throne of power, Yahweh and of the Lamb Yahweh shall be in, and his servants shall serve him. Yeah, no more curse, because the curse was put upon Jacob. Yasharallah is going to be taken off for our people. And no more curse for our people, you know. Because I brought that out because it links up to that great multitude, which shows the Israelites, looking like the other nations, were scattered among the other nations. Anyways, I hope this was our people really gonna be healed. Other people, the heathens, because they oppressed our people, they gonna be oppressed, But hey, Esau was gonna be completely through. You already know that. But anyways, Salakia. Anyways, I hope this live was edifying. Gonna wrap it up right there. Hey, Calm Yashrala, wake up. If you can understand this message, stay strong. You elect, stay strong. A hopeful elect out there. Shalom. Esau, you're through, and Yashrala forever. It's over for this queen. Shalom.